And up next, we have John in New York. Hey, John, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Big fan of the show. Hi, John. Hi, Rachel. How are you today?
We're doing great. Thanks for giving us a call. How can we help?
All right, I have a tough one.
Okay.
I have $170,000 remaining balance on my 15-year fixed mortgage,
Okay.
2.0% rate, so it's a great rate. Financial advisor and accountant insist I should not pay it off.
As they all do.
However, I have about $170,000 in savings. The problem is I skipped the baby step, and I have no college savings for the kids.
Okay.
If I pay it off, I have no other debt. I can immediately start that. So I did skip that baby step.
What's your mortgage?
Really, if you pay it off.
170.
Sorry?
No, what do you pay every month in your mortgage?
Principal and interest is about $2,600.
Okay.
How old are
Not
your
including
kids?
the property tax. 11, 7, and 5.
Okay.
And household income is about $400.
Oh,
a year.
nice. Okay.
Can I tell you what I'm doing in my house?
Yes, sir.
If I have a 12-year-old and a 6-year-old, and if I was in your exact same boat, and I had $170,000 in savings, I would pay my house off before the end of the day is over. Full stop.
You know, I've always gotten I love it. I've always gotten the advice that, God willing, I can continue to work, and when they start college, I'd pay for that out of my earnings. So I never really, started anything up.
Yeah.
With the anticipation that I would hopefully pay this off.
Absolutely. Yep.
If I pay it off, though, emergency fund is gone, so I should probably wait a few months to get that up.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't cash it all out.
Oh,
leave a little
that's
bit.
including your emergency fund too?
Yeah. I think so.
Don't do that.
That would.
Yeah, keep 3 months, and then but write a big check tonight. I mean, like have a level of it to be like, oh, okay, we're getting there. And yes, what you're saying with your income, with your income level, obviously depending on where your kids go to school, because they all won't be in school together at the exact same time, that you may be able to cash flow it completely just off of your income. But the question is, will you have that same level of income in 10 years?
Let me do this. Here's some back of the napkin math, okay? I'm just using my cell phone calculator here. If you take that $2,600 that you pay every month and multiply it by 12, that's $31,000 a year you're sending, not including your taxes, okay? Your child is 11. Is that what you said? Your oldest?
Yes.
Okay, so it's 7 years until they go to college. So if I just take $31,000 times 7, that's $218,000. That's $220,000 that you can have by not changing your life in any shape, form, or fashion, just continuing to pay your mortgage. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not cash flowing. That's just if you just kept making your mortgage payment and stuck it in a 0% earning checking account. You'd still be way ahead of most parents.
So you feel, do this in 2 steps, do a big chunk, build the emergency fund up, get it to 3 months, and then finish it off.
Yeah,
Yes.
Otherwise you're going to write a $170,000 check and you're going to go screaming down Manhattan Boulevard tonight, so happy, and then tomorrow morning your air conditioner's going to break. And then you're not going to be happy anymore.
The fact that it's a good rate and it's 2% and, it's an attractive mortgage, so to speak, that has no bearing, whether my rate's 2% or 5%.
It really doesn't.
2%,
And that's what makes us weird. This is where we're different than majority of a financial advisor or a tax pro out there, or at least ones that we don't recommend at Ramsey. But the norm out there is that they're playing a math game, John. So on the math side, could you invest that mortgage payment, or keep the mortgage and not have a low interest rate? I mean, all the math game that is played in that industry, like we have brains, like we see it and we're like, that I get what they're saying, where you could take this chunk of money and invest it and you could make more in the market versus what you're, having to pay an interest on your house, all of that. Like mathematically, there's I get it.
That could happen.
But John, like what freedom does to you and what peace does to you when you don't owe anyone anything changes the game.
You're in downtown New York?
No, suburban New Jersey.
Okay. Think back to 30 months ago. Rachel and I were in downtown Manhattan when they came out of Broadway and said Broadway is closed until further notice as COVID was kicking off. We were in there in March. I think March.
Yeah, we had a big work event that we were doing, and we were all down there.
Yeah.
All the Ramsey personalities, and we were literally there. Yeah,
So
they canceled the NBA.
Go back to that moment and imagine not having a house payment. Do you give a crap what the interest rate is back then? No.
Not really.
No.
And then the idea of, or the age-old saying of cash is king, and holding cash and having more than your emergency fund and just sitting on it while you have the mortgage. That's a fallacy in your opinion, right? It's like cash is king, but I have debt. So
you're solving for freedom, brother.
Right.
You're solving for freedom. And when you have debt and you've got savings, all you're doing is holding the bank's money for them. It's not your money because you owe it.
Correct.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you
have cash as king, but you don't have cash. You've got their money just in your account. So I would just give it to them. Like what does Happy Gilmore say? Just send him home. Just send him home.
Just send him home.
Just send him home, man. Hey, congratulations, my brother.
Yeah, John, well done.
90 days, you're free. Free.
Appreciate it.
That's it. I know. Well done, John. You've done a fantastic job. Absolutely incredible. And yeah, and that's what's interesting about what we encourage you guys to do is, again, debt is so normal, and people play the math game over and over and over and over and over. And what's not in the math game is risk. What's in the math game is not fear.
Mm-hmm.
What's not in the math game is sleeping at night. What's not in the math game is not owing anyone anything and having literally no one that has their name on your paycheck. I mean, there is just something to be said that can't be put in a formula. But we are, as human beings, like our soul, who we are and how we function, there's a lot there that, again, a tax pro isn't always going to just sit down and help you have those conversations.
Well, I'm always this is hard, man, but I always want to ask somebody when they're giving advice, do you stand to benefit from this advice, right? And that's why I appreciate calling us. We're just a neutral third party out here on the airwaves, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do in my house. Right, I'm actively working to set myself up to be in the position that John is in.
Yep.
Right, for that very reason, and my interest rate's almost identical to his. It's basically nothing, right?
Yep.
And it's not about the interest rate; it's about absolutely being free.
And here's the great thing too: if you want a mortgage again after you pay it off, you can always go get one if you really want
borrow
one.
one. If you miss it and you're like, I missed the mortgage,
really want
honey.
that mortgage payment back. We're going to go back and get one.
Your wife's going to tell you, hey,
can.
have a candlelit dinner. Say, I have a hard thing I need to tell you. He's going to think, what is it? She'll say, I missed the mortgage.
Just missed that mortgage.
Missed that mortgage.
I missed all that money. That $2,600 just leaving.
I'm having a little issue. I lost my husband in 2008 and got a settlement because he died in a work accident, and had a family friend who was a trust officer at a regional bank and offered to help me walk through the whole process and drew up some trusts for me and my kids. And 2 years ago, I found out that he stole all the money.
Oh, my goodness.
2
years ago?
Yeah, should have been about $8 million in the accounts, and there was nothing. So I just recently received a malpractice settlement for $531,000, and took me 2 weeks to even put it in the bank because I was scared to let go of the check.
Sure.
So I've just got it in a money market account right now at 3.75 interest because I just needed it somewhere safe.
Mm-hmm.
But I need it to grow, and I'm just scared to do anything with it now.
Sure. Can we just ask what happened? Did you report this to the law? Is there anything working on this?
Hey, George here in the control booth, and I bet you're wondering what they're going to say next. Get out of debt, sell the horse, yada, yada, yada. The advice may be predictable, but the internet is anything but. You see, your personal info is out there, up for grabs by shady companies ready to add more scam and spam to your life. And that's why I use Delete Me. Delete Me will scrub your data from all of these sites so that you can focus on The Ramsey Show instead of who's buying and selling your info. And Ramsey fans get 20% off at joindeleteme.com/Ramsey or by using the link in the description below. So go take control of your privacy as soon as this call is over.
Anything working on this?
I have some attorneys that are working on it, but it looks like he has spent all of the money. I might plausibly recover a couple $100,000 maybe.
Wow.
Is he in
and
prison now? Where is this guy?
He's in Florida right now, and we found out there's other widows he's done it to.
Oh, sure. Well, I'm hoping that he's going to be arrested soon.
Well, that's the hope.
Okay.
But we all
In the
know that-
meantime, we've got to help you with this $530,000. Do you have any debt right now?
I moved into a trailer when I found out, or into a camper when I found out the money was gone, because I panicked and didn't want to be spending any more money. So I owe about 12 on the camper, and I have a little bit on a credit card because that had kind of been my backup while I was figuring things out.
Do you have a job?
No, I still medically am not in a place that I can really get a job, but I do get workers' comp from my husband's accident.
Okay, so what are your monthly expenses, and then are you able to cover those with your medical?
Well, I just recently, the guy who took the money was giving me a paycheck, so I had Obamacare. And when he took the paycheck, now I'm on Medicaid. And then I just found out that because of this settlement, I'll probably lose the Medicaid. So just little things that are up in the air that I'm not sure what to do. But I don't have a lot of expenses. I get about $27.83 a month from workers' comp, and I have about $1,500, give or take. I pay extra on the camper and medical bills and things like that.
Do you have any family? Do you have kids?
I have 2 grown children, and actually my camper is on my mother's property.
Okay. And where were you living before?
I had an apartment. I went straight from my mom and dad's house to my husband's house. So I got an apartment and decided I would live in town and do that for a few. And
so what would it cost you to rent somewhere? Let's say you got rid of the camper.
Everything I've looked at, the camper's better than what I would spend to rent.
Well, better is I want to argue with that word. I don't know that your quality of life is amazing right now, living in this camper on your mom's property. I think you need to stand on your own 2 feet and do some sort of work that you can do, because I don't know that this is going to provide enough income for you to cover for the rest of your life. When does this workers' comp end?
I get it until I'm 70.
And how old are you now?
53.
Okay. So you got another 17 years of this 2783, but that's not enough to cover your bills and have a life.
No, that's why I need to know what to do with the money.
Well, you're going to need to invest the money. You don't need a big portion of it right now other than paying off this debt, which I would just suggest selling this camper and getting rid of it. Are you underwater on the camper?
No, I went very minimal on one.
So you owe $12,000. What is the camper worth?
It's probably worth 20.
Okay. So you could profit off of that. And then what's the credit card balance?
It's like $5,500 right now.
Okay.
It's got medical stuff on it.
So you could sell the camper, use the profits to pay off the credit cards, never touch debt again, build up an emergency fund with some of the settlement money, and invest the rest.
Yes.
That's what I would do.
Friends. My brother, my husband and I did financial peace before he passed away. So I've just been in this situation now that I have a little bit of credit card debt in the camper because of what happened.
Well, you're going to start a new chapter now. I mean, it's been a long time, and I think you've been stuck in this sort of fight or flight, and then all the grief of learning that this money's gone, and the frustration, the resentment, the anger that you must be feeling. There's a lot going on here, and I think we just need to move forward. And I hope that you can get some resolution. I don't think you're going to get all your money back. I do hope this guy gets what he deserves, but for now, you got to go find something you can do and create a life for yourself.
Yes.
You're in survival mode.
I am, very much so.
So what would it take for you to be able to do some sort of work? Is it physical therapy, rehab therapy? What would it take?
It's all surgical. I just have a lot of internal issues now from all the surgeries.
Could you do something from home, customer service? You're talking to us, and so I feel like there's got to be something out there you can do to create some income.
Plausibly, I could do something from home. I guess it's probably a little lack of confidence, too. I was
There you go.
been a stay-home mom since I was 24, so.
Well, you've got a good personality. You've got good common sense. Your brain's working fine. And you need to be working for momentum's sake. It's not about a ton of money that you need, but it's about momentum across the board. Your shoulders will go back a little bit more. Your head gets a little higher as you begin to see that I can take care of myself. And the good news is, if you do what George told you to do, we also want you to go see a SmartVestor Pro in your area, or 2 or 3, and have them explain how they're going to help you invest that money. And then your confidence begins to grow, and you can still climb back here. Thank you for calling.
Create your free $every budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.
I've grown up listening to you. My mom, every day when she'd pick me up from school, she'd pick me and my brother up, and we'd be listening to you. So I wanted to give a quick shout out to her and a shout out to you.
That's
also.
fun. How old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay. So you're like 10 years old or something listening. Okay. Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I was a child listening to you. I grew up listening to you.
Wow. How can we help today, sir?
So my question was with everything going on within the market and everything like that, how is it that you're supposed to grow wealth throughout everything with the stock market supposedly crashing, everything like that? Got my cat jumping on me. Sorry.
Okay. So you remember that part where you were listening to me before?
Yeah.
And if you might have been too young to hear it. Okay. But
Probably.
This is not the first time the stock market has gone down.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to indicate that this is a crash. Nothing. Okay?
Yeah.
Nothing. The U.S. economy is not imploding and falling in. Not even close.
Got you.
Stock market's having a bit of a temper tantrum over tariffs because they're trying. The stock market does not like an unpredictable environment. And this is unpredictable as crud right now because people don't know what's going to happen exactly, because I think Trump makes it up every morning. So who knows what he's going to do next, right? And so,
Yeah.
and he kind of likes it that way. He's messing with the stock market and he's messing with these countries beyond belief. No question about it. It's almost entertaining to watch, but it's not a crash, Preston. You understand that, right?
No, I got you.
Okay, so in 2023, you were 24 years old.
Yeah.
The S&P went up 23% or 26%. In 2024, last year, it went up 23%. So the stock market has gone up 50+% in 2 years. In the last 7 days, it's down 6 or 8%. Not exactly a crisis, dude. Mathematically.
I got you.
Mathematically.
No.
So what you can't do is you can't listen to the news to give you input for investing decisions, because the news is full of drama queens. Their job is to make your heart rate change, your eyes dilate, and sweat to appear in your palms. That's their job. Then you get addicted to the fear porn that they peddle, and then they peddle more fear porn. That's why 73 apps go off when a tornado is 60 miles away. That's fear porn. A tornado that's 60 miles away is not going to hit you. But your app is going off and waking you up in the middle of the night, and your heart rate spikes, adrenaline is released in your body, and you're in freak out mode. And that's the exact same crap that's happening right now in the stock market. It's false evidence appearing real. It's not real. And so you're fine. And let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm scratching around for some extra money to throw it in right now because I think the stock market's on sale. I think it's a great time to buy. How's that sound?
No, I got you. I was just wondering.
Here's 2 quotes for you, Preston. Etch these in your brain. Number 1, When in doubt, zoom out. When you zoom out, go look at the 5-year, 10-year, all-time track record of the S&P 500, and you'll go, ooh, up and to the right, with a few little dips in there. Oh, yeah, let's zoom in. It's a crash. No, just a little dip. We'll be all right. It's a bump in the road. And the other one is this: time in the market beats timing the market. And so what you're saying is now the time to sell? I don't know. I don't want to lose money. You didn't lose money. You have the same exact amount of shares that you had before. The value is temporarily taking a dip. It will come back. And a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, we'll be back to all-time highs, and the news will not be covering it because that doesn't get clicks and views.
So for you, those of you listening out there, I've got one particular account that I've got sitting up waiting to buy some real estate with, and I've got about $5 million in an S&P, and it's actually about just right at $5 million. And so I clicked on it just to see what this did to it, and I think it's down like $200,000, something like that. Okay, so which is a lot of money, but you've lost $200,000. I haven't lost anything. I didn't sell. If you sell, you take the loss.
You lock it in.
I didn't lose anything. I'm just sitting here watching with great amusement the roller coaster ride, and I'm going to try to throw some in while it's down, and because it's going to ride up as soon as some of this bizarre crap clears the air. And I don't know whether that's a month or 6 months. And I don't really care because I don't have to do anything with that money. I'm just going to let it sit there and ride it out. Ride it out.
You're not desperate.
Wave up, wave down, wave up. And you don't lose anything until you sell. It's just it's a paper loss. I mean, it's a chart is all it is right now. And that same account, by the way, has gone up freaking 23 and 26% in the last 2 years. Now, that's not normal up either. It shouldn't be that much. Your average on the S&P since it began is 11.8. And so that's about what the stock market has averaged since it began. And so, 11, 12, somewhere in there is the average annual rate of return. So 23 and 26 aren't normal. Those are unusually like double of normal, like twice as good as normal.
And so, back to back.
But did you hear anyone when you had 2 consecutive years twice as good as normal? Did you hear a single person on Fox News or CNN go, "Look how great the market is! Wow!" Not one. Not a one. But are they all screaming and like there's blood in the streets and there's a crisis and the entire U.S. economy has collapsed and we're going to have an upheaval and a revolution or something? Good Lord, you would think that these people, but nope. So I'll get to be on there again tonight. I'll be on one of them tonight. Tell them, everybody calm down. Calm your butt down. Calm your butt down. What'd you say that was? Zoom in, zoom out? I might try
when in doubt, zoom out.
I'll try to quote
that. I didn't come up with it, but when in doubt, zoom out.
When in doubt, zoom out.
So if you got all this fear, you just pan back and go, oh, it's actually up 80% over the last 5 years when you look at it a different way.
Yeah.
Instead of zooming into the one little dip that's over a 5-day period freaking out.
Yeah.
So perspective definitely helps. And you have the benefit of that, having invested in it for 30-plus years.
You were sitting here at the same desk you and I were when the Fauci pandemic hit, and the market went down like 50% or something, 57%, dove, right? We had this 2-month chart that just dove off the cliff for 2 months, and everybody's like, oh, the pandemic's ruined the economy. The economy will never... is the economy ruined?
No.
Hello?
We were back to record highs.
Does anybody remember predicting the end of the world I remember people predicting the end of the world. It's the U.S. will never recover from Fauci. We'll never make it. He killed it. No. Not even Fauci could kill it. So there you go.
It's too strong. Can't hold us down.
Sorry, y'all. It was disappointing for those of you that wanted the end of the world to come and didn't happen for you.
It's important to note the stock market does not actually represent the economy one for one. It's a part of.
That's true. 54% of the gross domestic product is small business. Has absolutely nothing to do with the stock market.
You're not going to find it on the S&P.
Yeah, thank God. But yeah,
that's how Dave likes it.
We're gonna invest, and we're gonna invest when it's up. We're gonna invest when it's down. We're gonna invest, and we're gonna invest. We're gonna invest, and then we're gonna look up, and we're gonna be worth millions of dollars. Hello. This is how you do it, boys and girls.
Don't jump off the roller coaster.
Please, not in the middle of the ride. Oh, my goodness. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.
Danielle is on the line in Birmingham, Alabama. Up next. Danielle, how's it going?
Hey there. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure. You sound excited. We like that.
I am excited because I am in a tricky spot and I would love your help.
Rachel
We
specializes
can't wait. What's going on, Danielle?
So I have quite a bit of debt, but the debt that I'm focused on right now is the most pressing debt. I have student loan debt, but I'm still in school. So I'm kind of pushing that to the side because this debt that I'm in is about $16,000 and it's more pressing. It consists of my car loan and then a few smaller things. A credit card that's at $865. I have a small dental bill that is interest-free of $340, and then a small bill from school that's $130. I'm getting roughly $5,000 back from my tax return. It's also important to know that my car loan is at 27% interest rate.
Oh,
George,
Yes,
just come
and
through up a
I
little
got-
bit. Hold on. Let's make sure he can
Okay,
recover.
I'm good.
You
I'm
okay?
back.
You good?
yeah. Just
You want
a
some of my
little
water?
digestion.
You want some of my water?
Oh, what's
Okay,
left
okay,
on
he's
this car
back.
loan?
Do what?
What's left on the car loan?
It is $14,406, and the car itself was $20,000. I put $5,000 down when I got it, and this was only a year ago. The interest is just killing me.
Oh, man.
How much
you
did
have
you-
terrible
I had
credit? How did you get a 27% interest rate?
So when I was younger, I'm a single mom, and I went into a car dealership by myself with my newborn baby. They took full advantage of me. It was a Nissan. I'm actually in a class action lawsuit with Nissan because of their transmission. My car ended up dying 3 times from the transmission. I still owe $10 on it, and I can no longer keep dumping $4,700 into it for new transmission.
Yeah.
So I finally stopped paying on it after the 3rd transmission, and they repoed it. I should have voluntarily repoed it, but I just let them take it. So I have a repo on my credit.
From back in the day. And so when you went and bought this car, that's what caused the interest rate.
Correct.
Gotcha.
That was just a year
Okay.
and a half ago. I got this car in March of last year.
Okay. Okay. How much do you make a year, Danielle?
I do get some child support. So factored in with my child support, I get roughly $25,000 to $26,000
A year?
a year.
Yep. Okay. What do you do for a living?
Well, I'm a student as well, but I work in dermatology. I was working in the clinic, making a lot more, but I took a pay cut to work from home because of my son.
Okay. Okay.
Well, to answer your question, I would use all 5,000 and knock out your debt smallest to largest, which would knock out a bunch of these little debts that are ankle biters right now.
Okay, so the 3 debts, the smallest ones, I have in order. I could knock out 2 of them right now. I do have a savings of $1,700.
Great.
Well, I would keep
that I could
1,000.
knock out, but
I would
right.
I would keep
also,
it. Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I also am in a pretty bad position because my boyfriend and I just broke up. We were sharing a place together, so my rent was half of what it would be anywhere, maybe even less than half. So I'm about to move into my own place with my son, and my rent's going to be double.
Okay. Have you looked into other places for a lower rent?
Yes, a studio apartment would cost me about $700 for me and my son. Right now, I pay about $460.
Okay. Okay.
So it'd go up to 700 if you do the studio?
Yes.
Okay.
And when are you done with school, Danielle?
I'm hoping to graduate in December with my undergrad. And then I just have to take my GRE and I go to PA school. That's a whole nother situation with finding support for my son. So
Yeah. Yeah.
And will you be working during that whole time?
I'm not supposed to. I Instacart on the side now. So I'll still do that on the weekends
How will you pay for PA school?
Probably loans.
Okay. How much student loan debt do you have now, Danielle? How much will you have when you graduate in December?
I'll have close to $70,000 worth of debt for my undergrad.
On top of the 18 that you listed out.
Right.
How old is your kid?
He just turned 6.
Okay.
Oh, great. Is he in school?
He is. Yes, he's in kindergarten.
Oh, okay. I have a kindergartner too. So
good times.
Fun age. Okay. So Danielle, what's your undergrad in?
I am pre-PA, and it's in psychology.
It's in psychology. Okay. Here is what I'm going to suggest, Danielle. You said you went back to work from home to be with your son.
Took a pay cut for that.
Yep. So the fact that he's in school, though, is encouraging. I didn't know if he was like 2 years old or, how old he was. So I think one of the best things that you can do, Danielle, from a financial standpoint, which bleeds into other areas of your life of just stress and anxiety, I mean, all of it, right? When you have your money under control, it does give you a sense of peace to be able to fall back on, because money's the tool we have to have in this life, right? To make decisions. And I want you to have that control. That's what I want for you, Danielle. And I think the path that you're going down towards a lot of debt is going to lead to a lot of stress, a lot of strapped feeling months with payments and beyond, right? Because, I mean, if you go into PA school with $70,000 in undergrad degree, I mean, you're going to be easily 6 figures, right, into debt.
Right.
So what I would suggest for you is that $5,000 tax credit to apply that, yes, all towards your debt. I was going to ask your car. It's a $16,000 car. How much could you sell it for? Have you Kelly Blue Booked it at all?
I'm upside down significantly on it.
You are?
It was not a good purchase. It's a Jeep Compass. It's been in the shop a lot. I've spent so much money on it. If I sold it privately, I could possibly get $7,000 for it.
Okay.
And then I'm left with $7,000.
All right. Yep. Okay. So the number one thing I would do, Danielle, is I would up my income, and I would, even if you have to find childcare there for the last, 2 hours of the day, whatever that looks like for you. But I think one of the best things you can do right now is up your income from $26,000 a year. And again, this may not be in the field you want to work in, but I would find anything. I mean, anything to do. And I mean, looking at $45,000 to $50,000 a year. I mean, if you can just double your income with a salary paying job that has good insurance and all of that, that's going to significantly change your world, Danielle, significantly, because that's going to bring in so much more income for you. You're going to be able then to knock out this debt with that $5,000 tax credit coming in. It's lowered all the way down to, $11,000 or so, and start chucking money at that $11,000, get that all paid off. And then I want you to tackle that $70,000 student loan debt. And I would pause PA school. And I know that's probably crushing your dreams right now, but just looking from the outside in, I just see you walking down this path into more and more financial destruction, going deeper and deeper and deeper into debt. And I want you to be able to have the freedom to make decisions with your life and for your son on what you want to do, right? And when you have no payments, that freedom is there. And if you're stuck in a cycle of payments, though, and owing, it keeps you in jobs you hate. It keeps you in situations that you may not want to be in. And so that freedom, I think, is one of the best things you can do. So if I could convince you to pause PA school, and I would see if I could just double my income, and even you said, you're working Instacart on the side, which is so great too, a side hustle. And it's going to take probably, 4 years, 5 years or so
to clean up the mess you have and then cash flow the rest. Because what's PA school going to cost? $100,000 easily?
Probably, yeah. The thing that I was banking on is the fact that I would make $200,000 as soon as I get out.
I wouldn't bank on that. Have you actually looked at what people are making as soon as they enter the PA field in Birmingham?
Yes. I wouldn't be working in Birmingham. I would move out of state. I'm from Pennsylvania, and that's where I would go back.
What's keeping you in state now?
My son, because of child custody with his father, he gets him for like 5 hours on Sundays. So
what will change that will allow you to move in the future?
Once I have a career-based job, if I move there, they will allow me to do that.
So you could start a career in Pennsylvania now, correct?
If I had a degree, yes.
Okay, so let's say in December you finish this degree out and you move closer to family, more support, and have a career. Is that a possibility?
Well,
You're
I
gonna
don't
move
really
anyways.
have support out there either.
What was
the
the reason to
thing.
move to Pennsylvania?
Just because that's where I want to be, and it's more money out there.
Well, I would go to the most affordable PA school once you can cash flow it, possible, and then move
Right.
to where you want to move to be a PA.
Right, and that was another reason why I was staying in Birmingham. The schools are cheaper here than in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Well, the key here is we don't want you, you're already almost 6 figures in debt. You're going to add another 6 figures to that and not be able to climb out of the hole while still making 25, 26. So that is just an unsustainable path that really freaks us out. And so that's why we're recommending going to doubling your income. What were you making before you took the pay cut?
I was making closer to 41.
Okay. Is that job still available? Could you go back to that?
I can go back to it. The reason why I left that job was because my son got kicked out of daycare before he started kindergarten. And so this was just something that I could do. It's with the same company.
Okay.
I just been working from home instead of in the clinic. So
Then I'd go
I can
back.
go back at any time.
Yeah, I would do that.
That's going to give you a $15,000 raise instantly.
Right.
That'll change your world to get rid of this debt.
Yes.
And once you have enough money saved, you still may want to get out of this 27% auto loan. If you can save up, $10,000 and you pay off you sell the car, you'll have 7 left, pay that off, you'll have 3,000 to get just a beater car, but maybe one that's more reliable and paid off.
Okay. Would you, I don't know if even refinancing it is worth it or if that's even a possibility, but if I took that 5,000, I've got 17 in savings.
You have 17,000 in savings?
I'm sorry, 1,700.
Oh, I was like, well, that changes things. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I wish. I could take the 1,700 and take out the smaller ones that I've got built up. My credit card, the dental loan, and then my school. And then the rest is just my car. I don't know how refinancing really truly works. I've never done it before, but if I took $5,000 towards that, would that be a possibility to get that interest rate lower?
It may get the interest rate lower, and there may be a break-even point. And so you can look into that because going from 27 down to even 15 is a win for you right now.
Yeah.
So you can look into that,
Absolutely.
but again, it's not going to change your world, but it may help you just
Right.
go from treading water to making some progress. So
Yeah, for sure. And upping that income, Danielle, getting that margin in your life,
That's the key.
it's gonna do a lot for you. And I would make some drastic moves in that area first. And I would pause PA school. I really would. I would work myself out of this debt, get a great salary job, and you and your son have a stable life. And then at that point, you're able to say, okay, what do I want to do going forward? And then you can make a decision from there. But I don't want you to making a decision out of this urgency that I have to just jump into something, because we make poor decisions when we don't have bandwidth.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. So, George, they're dropping like flies.
who is?
The Bitcoin boys.
Oh my goodness.
The Bitcoin bros they're just dying like on the vine.
I don't know what's happening. They're like the dinosaurs. We're going to look
It's-
back.
It's almost like they had a bad business model.
Wait, you mean
You mean
selling
like it
fake
was-
money?
Fake money didn't work or something, I'm gloating a little because I caught so much hell from you Bitcoin
yeah.
bros for the last 5 years on how stupid a boomer I am and how out of touch I am while I'm telling you to stay away from this crap. And now another one files bankruptcy just a few minutes ago, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had
BlockFi?
BlockFi. Crypto lender BlockFi follows FTX into bankruptcy.
And follows 4 others that filed this week into bankruptcy.
And it's because it was a house of cards. They're all connected.
They is dropping like flies, man.
Oh, man.
I
doubt many of our listeners had their money tied up in this kind of crap because they actually listen to this show. So I hope no one out there listening was hurt by this situation, because users are going to their accounts and it's zero, and they're not getting their money back in these situations. So it's a scary environment if you did throw a bunch of money into crypto, which millions of people have.
You remember the old movie It's a Wonderful Life?
Oh, yeah.
Had a run on the bank.
Yeah.
You go to get your money out and you can't get it out. The bank went broke.
Who knew? It's a Wonderful Life. It's a modern-day tale.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any little angels with their bells ringing on this one. I'm guessing not. I'm guessing there's some devils doing the dance with their pitchforks instead.
You got to wonder how many more.
I'm kind of thinking
down.
there's not any angels involved in this. I could be wrong. I mean, the guy looks like Belushi in Animal House, so there's no way that he's actually, Belushi in Animal House, as stoned as he was, looks better than this guy. So, wow.
That's what happens. You don't get out of the basement often enough for fresh air and a haircut. Oh, man. This is a house of cards, Dave, truthfully. I mean, the whole thing is just crumbling because they were all intertwined with each other, and it turns out it was only worth what people were willing to pay for it based on hype instead of based on actual, revenues and profits, which is what the S&P 500 is based off of.
Well, and to recoup, I mean, we're gloating and carrying on and poking fun at you people, but we gave you great intellectual and academic detail on why this was going to happen. I just truthfully did not think it would happen at this scale this soon. Even that caught me by surprise. I figured it was going to, it would unravel. There'd be a few things drop here or there, and eventually the thing would stabilize and, over a period of a decade, begin to get some actual credibility. I thought it would probably work its way through. I don't know if the whole thing makes it. It may just completely
implode.
Cave in.
I mean, the domino effect on this has been wild.
Because here's the thing. Rabbi, this is an interesting lesson for everybody, not just Bitcoin, but about everything. Rabbi Lapin talks about this book, our good friend. He's an Orthodox Jewish rabbi, best-selling book called Thou Shalt Prosper. In the book, he looks at money through the Jewish lens, and he explains to us properly that money is not about math. Money is about trust. Money is spiritual. And so that's why all kinds of weird things have been used as a medium of exchange throughout history, whether it be a gold bar, wampum that we trade Long Island for, furs in the Old West, pioneer days, 2 beaver pelts. Why would you take a skinned beaver pelt as payment for something? Because you trust, you believe that other people will exchange that for some biscuit dough and some hardtack, right? And so that, you can use anything as a medium of exchange if you trust that it can be used to exchange goods. In the Old Testament, one of the things that was used was oil. Oil was used to keep the Holy of Holies, the lamps burning in the temple in the Holy of Holies, and oil was a symbol of God's Spirit. It was used to anoint kings. You see the prophets pouring oil over the top of the head of King David or King Saul, anointing them king. And oil, because it was prized, then you could literally go into the marketplace in those days with a carafe of oil and do an exchange. And so when the Bible says in the house of the wise are stores of choice food and oil, it's an indication of wealth. Choice food and oil were indications of wealth because it was used for a medium of exchange. You can use, textiles. You could use anything that another person would accept. And so it's about trust. It's a spiritual thing. Money is spiritual, and all money is spiritual. The dollar bill's no exception. It's not magical. The only reason the dollar bill is more believable, has more credibility, is because it's more widely accepted and has a longer track record. That's all.
Yeah, and backed by the government, and so that's where the regulation comes in versus.
But you have to believe that matters.
We all are in agreement that this dollar is worth something.
I'm really, the backing of the government doesn't even impress me anymore. It's just the idea that I know that I can take this and go buy a steak with it. I can fill up my car with it. Well, I can't. I can put a few dollars.
Almost.
I've put a little bit of stuff in my car, but a little bit of gas in my car. But you know what I'm saying? It's
And crypto never really had that.
it doesn't have a track record. It wasn't volatile. It was too volatile. It was too narrowly accepted by a very narrow portion of the population, and yet everyone attributed to it the same credibility, the same spiritual power that, say, the dollar or even the peso or even the yen has. And it was not there.
Yeah.
It was a nuance within the economy. Even though it was massive, it was still a nuance within the world economy. It had not yet proven itself.
No.
It was an out-of-control, overgrown baby child. And now it's fallen in, and everybody started treating it like it was a legitimate thing, and they got their heads taken off. We kept telling you, don't do this.
And the fraudsters and the scammers started to realize we can make a quick buck by entering the space.
Well, you know why they entered the space? I mean, that's also spiritual. Because who was playing in the space were people looking for quick, easy money, and people who are looking for quick, easy money are always easy prey to the con artist and the scammer. And so you're most easily conned when you're afraid or when you're greedy. And if you're neither of those, it's very hard to con you.
Yeah. You're not.
And you don't fall for it. But get rich quick, man. If you're in there going, I'm cutting edge. I'm a Bitcoin bro, man. I'm the smartest guy on the planet, and I'm on TikTok, and that proves it right there. Yep. And I'm all of this crap, and you're setting yourself up.
Absolutely. Well, I just hope my next paycheck isn't in beaver pelts. I'm a little worried now, Dave, of what you're trying to get at here. Dave's trying to go back to the old times. Let's see if he'll take some textiles this month. Oh, man.
George, I'm going to leave at the break and go hunting.
That would not shock me, honestly.
I'm never killed a beaver.
That's why you bought this property by the woods, Dave, so you can take a quick break.
That's it. I can go down there and make a beaver pelt and pay George.
Oh,
That's what we'll do. Just go, go down there to
Next segment, I'm going to be Davy Crockett with this on my head, Dave. It's going to be great.
He did not wear a beaver pelt, George. That was a coonskin cap. You are so lame. This is The Ramsey Show.
Mitch is in Atlanta. Mitch, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you. Oh, man, this is incredible. Thanks for taking my call.
Oh, happy to do it.
Thanks for calling.
Wow. Here's where I am. In 2008, I'm a full-time realtor. I've been a realtor for 25 years. And 2008-9, when the market changed, I lost everything. So I did foreclosure. A year and a half later, I bought a house of $40,000. And my parents are renovators, so they came down and renovated the house. So the house is, I have no debt. I paid the house off. It's probably worth about $300,000 now. And I have no debt. I do a debit card. I got $6,000 in checking. I've got $23,000 in savings. I have a lot of free time. I'm still work full time as a realtor, but I have a lot of free time, and I don't know what to do now. I don't know if I can score anymore. No debt, zero, and I don't spend on anything. I don't buy anything. I just don't know what to do at this point. If my parents, if they pass away, which would be the worst day of my life, they have about 13 houses. So me and my brother, my sister will be looking pretty good with money.
When you say you don't know what to do you mean do with your day because you're just not interested in selling houses anymore? Is that what you're saying?
No, I do. I want to have a retirement, and I just don't know how to do it. I mean, I've got the 6%. I've got money in the bank, but I need retirement, and I don't know how to do that.
It sounds like the real estate properties would become part of your portfolio to cash flow some retirement, correct?
Yes.
But for now, let's say your parents live much longer. What would you do if you retired tomorrow? Where would your income come from?
Well, I do cars as a hobby.
Have you been investing at all into the market?
No, that's the problem. I don't know where to invest and what to do. I have zero clue about what to do from here.
So you have no 401k, no retirement accounts at all?
No IRAs?
No.
Okay.
No.
That would be a good first step. How old are you?
I'm 59. I guess I'm at step 7, your baby steps.
How much cash you have in the bank?
I got $22,000 in savings and $6,000 in checking.
That would be basically your emergency fund and spending money, maybe a little bit more. So we still need to figure out retirement income.
What are you making per year on average?
Between 50 and 60,000.
So you're not selling a ton of homes.
No, I'm not doing a lot. Market's crazy; it's up and down. But no, I'm not doing a ton of business.
Well, I tell you what, this is complex. So George, let's hold Mitch over because I think there are a lot of people that are in his shoes. Mitch, George's going to walk you through step by step what you need to do.
So you said your parents have a bunch of property. They have about 13 properties that you would inherit solely.
It'd be me, my brother, my sister. So we're probably looking about maybe 600,000 each, probably.
Worth of property.
At least.
Do you think they would want to sell it, or do they want to keep it and use the cash flow as income?
They've been talking about selling. They've sold one. They bought another one. They just buy and sell, and I don't know. You know, they're 80 and 83 years old, and they just don't want to stop working. They're both really in really good shape. They live close to Nashville too, so that's close to my hometown.
Cool.
But I just don't.
So let's find a plan for
now.
Mitch, aside from whatever happens later down the line. I want to make sure that you know what to do in the next 5, 10, 15 years.
Yes.
So on one side, financially, we've got to get you investing. You're at a great place to do it because you have no debt, including a mortgage payment. And so there's a lot of options for real estate agents. Number one, you can look into IRAs. Roth IRA is going to be a great option for you. And you can look into, are you self-employed, no employees?
Self-employed.
Okay.
Yes.
You can also look into a SEP IRA, which is for self-employed folks that have no employees, and you can contribute up to 25% of your income, which is incredible comparatively to a lot of other investing options.
Okay.
So those are two options right off the bat that I can think of. Solo 401ks are also an option. I would connect with a SmartVestor Pro at RamseySolutions.com who can walk you through all of the options for your specific situation.
Do I look pretty good on paper with my age and no debt? I mean,
yes.
Where do I stand?
Well,
I don't
you
know.
need more income.
As far as retiring tomorrow, you'd have nothing to live off of. And so that's the only concern. You're in a great spot financially compared to the rest of America. And so the goal right now is to get you a little nest egg to create some cash flow so that when you want to retire 10 years from now and not have to work, you're able to do that.
So a second job is what I need to do, I think.
Well, I'm going to push you on that. I don't know if you need a second job. I think you need either to do better in your job or get a better job. And I'm not in any way criticizing you, but I lived in the Atlanta area for 11 years. And a real estate agent who's only making $50,000 a year in the Atlanta area either doesn't want to make much more than that or doesn't really like it, and there's something that's kind of holding you back from really getting after it.
How many homes did you sell in 2022?
Hold on a second. I want to get that answer there. So I just nailed it. What did I nail?
Because I've done it for 25 years, and people are just not the same as they used to be, and dealing with the public, people are just mean. They're just mean people out there, and I'm just having hard time dealing with people's attitudes and everything else.
Okay, so that's what's keeping you from getting after it. There's not much to encourage you to get out there and kill something and drag it home.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, so that's because you're not really wired for this. I don't know that people are any more rude or than they were 20 years ago. It's a tough business to get out there and put yourself out there because it's got a lot of rejection associated with it if you don't get people listing with you or people buying from you. And I think you're in the wrong business.
Cars are my passion. Real estate used to be my passion.
What do you need when you say cars are your passion? What do you mean? Flipping them, renovating them, mechanics? What are we talking about?
I have a car channel on YouTube, and I just love finding cars and saving them from being crushed or whatever.
What do you do with them when you save them?
Well, I've helped people. I found how people will call me, and I have tried to find cars for people, and I've done that a lot lately, but I don't make any really money off that, but I just like finding these, especially Jaguars and Trans Ams. I just love these cars, and I want to save as much as I can. And me saving a car.
All right. So while I love that, we're beginning to see something that fires you up. Okay. So you love restoration, renovation. That there's something there. So you need to get into that type of business. You've got to be making money. And real estate's, I mean, again, you can get over this and kind of bite the bullet and start getting more active. And I would recommend that for the next however many months it's going to take for you to get clear on what it is you really want to do and what you may have to do to get qualified to do it. But if you just started like flipping cars and getting serious about it, you may have to sell a house or two and take some of that commission and put it towards, now I'm going to go buy a car. I'm going to buy a car for $5,000 or $6,000. That with about $3,000 to $6,000 of work, I can sell it for $20,000. All right.
The profit you just said exactly what I'm wanting to do.
Then
You're
do
right.
it. Do it. Because here's the
Exactly.
deal. You should be highly motivated right now because you're not making enough money. Mitch, you should be making six figures or more. But to get you to six figures is all about getting serious. And I think you've got a highly motivated cause right now, which is I need to get busy funding my retirement. I've done some good things. I've lived on less than I make. I have no debt. That's all great. But now it's about income. You need to do something that makes your heart swell, brother.
I appreciate. You're right.
What's going on?
You're right.
What's
I
going
know.
on? Where's this emotion coming from? What's going on?
I'm just tired. I'm just tired of getting out there and doing the best I can, but I keep getting, it don't seem to be working out.
It's not
for me
working
anymore.
out. It's not working out because it's actually not your best, and it's not because you're lazy. It's because you got yourself into a role that's just not a good fit for you. It's why I teach. We are on purpose, Mitch. We are doing what we were born to do. When we use what we do best, that's talent, to do something we love, that's passion, to produce results that matter to us, and you've never had that. So your soul.
I used to be on fire. I used to be.
When was it?
Not now.
What were you doing when you were on fire?
I was really loving what I did. The thing I love to do is find homes for people that need a home. I love being a part of their new adventure and their new life.
Well,
But,
something changed, so we don't need to recycle what we've talked about so far, but you can regather that. Maybe you should start looking for the people that really need the extra help, people that are looking for a house that they don't know where to find it. Maybe it's lower income, or but you need to get some juice, man. And you need to think about the cars and all of that, but start doing something that you love, that you look forward to when you get out of bed, not something you're worried about dealing with. And that's what's going on. That's why you're exhausted to the point of emotional.
You're nailing it right on the head. Everything you're saying is exactly what I thought. Actually, I knew it. I just need to hear it.
You needed a push. You needed a push. There is work that you were put on this planet to do, and there are people on the other side of that work, Mitch. You need to reconnect with your heart and work that fires you up because you look forward to it, you enjoy it, and it produces a result that gives you satisfaction and significance. George,
I love this.
There's he's literally emotionally drained because it's been so long.
He thinks it's too late.
But it's been so long since he got up and finished a day of work where he felt good about himself. That's a heavy weight.
Absolutely. Hey, Mitch, I want to send you Ken's book, From Paycheck to Purpose, as well as his Get Clear Career Assessment. I think those two resources are going to help you step into this next chapter of your life. Call it an encore career, but you're not done, Mitch. You've got a lot of contribution to make in this world, and I'm excited to see you step into that with no debt. What a great place to start. Thank you for the call, brother. This is The Ramsey Show.
So my question's about eating out. So I'm 29, trying to increase my savings budget a little bit more this year, and part of that is eating out less. But I'm doing fairly well financially, and it's been hard or weird or, I don't know, maybe guilty to say no to friends and coworkers who I know make less than I do, and they want me to go out to eat with them, and I'm just trying to make that budget decision. So I'm looking for some guidance just on that thinking process.
So are you running into situations where they're going like, oh, come on, man, and you're going, hey, I can't do it. I'm on a budget. What's the conversations like, and what's the pushback?
I never say I'm on a budget, but I have been packing my lunch more at work and just sort of saying no to things, saying I'm tired or, I got some commitment and sort of making excuses to get out of that. But the driver is budget.
So what is it you feel guilty about? You're doing what you want to do. Why would you haven't done anything wrong. Why are you guilty?
I guess it's because I like I said, I do. I make over $100,000 a year. Got a couple side gigs going, and I drive a reasonably nice car. And it just feels weird, the social aspect of saying no to it, just for the money reasons. Even though that is a goal I have financially.
Yeah, it doesn't feel weird to me. I think you're just smarter than most people. I mean, most people. That other people run their lives, and instead you're actually running your life. The people that build wealth and the people that are successful at anything long ago quit taking a poll from the public. And that's you. You quit taking a poll. You're just kind of wondering, am I a goofball or something? No, you're not a goofball. I think what you're doing is very wise. Now, if you said, I never go out to eat under any circumstances and I make $100,000 a year because I'm just a complete freaking tightwad, I'd probably tell you to loosen up a little bit, but that's not what you're saying. You're just saying they go out to eat every freaking day and most days you bring your lunch. Whoopee, who cares?
Are you saving for an emergency fund, Wolfgang, or is this for another savings goal?
This is long-term savings. I have, some in savings, some in cash savings, and generally debt-free. But I guess I'm just not quite happy with the trajectory and just looking to build that a little bit.
Yeah, and so you get more joy from the trajectory than you do avocado toast.
For sure.
Yeah, that just makes you like a grown-up. You're not being driven by other people's desire for you. You're being driven by your desire for you. You're making adult choices, and you're always going to have to tell somebody no the rest of your life. You don't ever have enough money to not say no.
And pretty soon they'll get the memo. You say no enough times, they go, I think he's good today.
And I'll tell you this, in my life it's not money, but it was for a long time I struggled with, well, so-and-so wants Dave to come and speak, or I need some of Dave's time. I need to do this with Dave, this kind of crap. And, there was a whole lot more requests than there were hours in the day. And so I had to learn to go, okay, I have to choose what's best for the things I'm working on, in the business or my family.
The priorities.
And so I'm going to choose to be home this weekend because my teenage daughter has a prom over speaking for your event over here in some other state, which I could have easily done. And so I had to tell someone no. Well, tell the right people no. I'm not going to tell my daughter no. So consequently, I was there for every prom because you need to be there to threaten the young man that is taking your daughter out. And
it worked.
It worked perfectly. So, but I'm saying you're always going to have to, in my case, I had to learn to say no and not feel guilty because I'm saying yes to the right people. Okay. You don't get a vote over my kid. You don't get a vote over, something that, I've got the opportunity to work on something inside this business, or I got the opportunity to help you with your business. Oh, I think we'll be working on this one. This is what I do, and so, and that doesn't mean I'm bad. It's just, I have to learn to say no to something so I can say yes to something else. And that's all you're learning is there's always a trade-off, but you never reach enough income or time management or delegation or whatever that you have enough time or enough money that you never say no to anyone. That's never going to happen for any of you. So the art of saying no to others and to yourself in order to achieve a greater yes is an art form. So it's a good question.
Absolutely. Well, it's boundaries right there. And,
Exactly.
Dr. Henry Cloud wrote the best-selling book on that, and he's a friend of ours, and that's a hard thing to do, especially when you're younger. And I'm like him. I'm a people pleaser. So the one thing I want to do is just go, yes, absolutely, I'm in. And when I was getting out of debt or whenever I had a goal, I had to say no to a lot. But you'll find that the right friends stick around through that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you never do anything, number one. And number two, it's just... But I think the sooner you can learn to say no graciously and just, I'm sorry, I can't. I got other stuff I got to do.
Can't make it. Y'all have fun.
So sorry. And, we joke that my personal assistant, Patty, she's been with me for 23 years, and she has a sign out on right in front of her thing. It says, no one gets to see the wizard. Not no one. No way, no how, right? The line from Wizard of Oz, right? And
her office is in the path to get to Dave.
You can't get to me without getting through Patty.
And I would not dare darken the door.
Don't you dare. It's not good for your health. And, we joked for a long time. Patty's job description was no, Dave can't come. Because we had to learn to say no. And it wasn't because we were stuck up. It's because if you don't say no to something, you can't say yes to the right stuff. And in your case, Wolfgang, you're saying yes to my long-term financial goals by saying no to avocado toast with my buddies.
That's right.
And
you can initiate hangs that are on your terms that don't involve always going out to eat. There's a lot of things you can do and spend quality time without just always going out and spending money.
Absolutely.
It's a good question.
Yeah. I mean, we have the money to have someone come into our home and cook every night. My wife is an old-fashioned Southern cook and loves to cook. But even then, if we get to the point that she's cooked every night for everyone else, she'll go, no. If we're going to have a bunch of people over, everybody bring a dish. It's not because we can't afford the dish. That's not it. It's enough time, enough burn on her energy, enough burn on her time. And you go, our buddies get together and do a potluck like we're a bunch of, like we did when we were poor.
The old supper club.
Exactly.
Never goes out of style.
It's wonderful, though.
There's an idea for you, Wolfgang.
You get to spend time with friends, and it's way cheaper than going out to eat. And you got a lot better quality atmosphere. Everything's better.
That's right.
Everything. So, yeah, there's all kinds of ways to say yes. But I think it's an interesting philosophical discussion.
One of the best skills you can have is learning to say no.
Yeah. The Power of No. That's my next book, yeah.
I like that.
Ramsey said no. There it is. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.
Well, let's start with the good. I don't have any personal debt between me and my wife. We run a business, and I'm drowning. Business is drowning.
Tell me about it.
Well, we're the last of a dying breed, I'd say. We're still here trying to eke out a living milking cows, and I just can't make it scale. I cannot make. I mean, I've worn out several pencils, and I can't make it work.
Can I ask a question? You made the point of saying you don't have any personal debt. Do you have
Correct.
What you're considering business debt?
Yep.
Okay, how much?
That's all in an LLC.
Okay, it's okay, but how much?
Mortgage is 1.2, and there's 300 in open accounts.
Oh, man.
Okay.
You can't breathe, can you?
Nope.
How long you been farming?
Forever.
Okay. So for those listening, normally this is where someone calls and says they took out $1.2 million loan for their business and they're running a $300,000 revolving account, and we get all fired up and holler at them. And I want everyone listening to hear me slow down because my heart's broken for you, Adam. Because as a farmer who's been a farmer forever, you generational farmer?
I'm fourth. 139 years.
Wow.
This is you standing back and looking at a family legacy that's going to be different after today. And that's a death, and I'm sorry. I'm heartbroken for you. Tell me about the challenges you're having. When you say you can't scale it, is it the size of the debt? Is it the fluctuating prices? What is it?
I mean, price doesn't help anything for sure. In 2015, I took over from my dad, and I looked at the spreadsheet, and it wasn't going to work how he was doing it. So I borrowed. I signed the paper and borrowed $500,000, and some stuff happened, and it didn't cash flow. The first 2-3 years of it, cash flowed excellent. I was doing $750,000 a year. I mean, that's gross. And the price fell, and as soon as I couldn't cover my payment completely. My bank was not willing to work with me at all, and in the last year now, going back and forth, they sold me to an investment company in New York, and I have till the end of this year to either figure out how to make a full payment, or they're going to foreclose on me.
Come take her farm. Family land?
Yeah, 520 acres.
Golly, dude.
What's
the payment?
$16K a month. Right now, I'm paying the interest just a 10.
Okay. What are you going to owe them at the end of this year? What check do you have to write?
I would be 1.2.
You have to write them for the full amount they're calling the note?
They would be calling a note, yeah.
Mhm.
Either they call a note or it would get re-signed for 7 years at $16,000 a month.
And you can't make that?
Not with the current amount of cows I have right now.
What would it take?
100 cows.
And what do you got?
I'm milking 100 currently. I'd have to be 200 plus.
Jeez, man. So what's the worth of this land?
Pardon?
What's the worth of the land?
Over 1.2 million.
So can you? I mean, I don't want to be the one to say this, but I think selling it is worse than foreclosing on it.
You're in a hard mess, brother.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I can if I had.
Are you breaking up, or are you thinking through this?
Sorry, I was getting away from my phone.
Okay.
If I could get into 100 cows.
Adam.
It's better overnight.
But that causes
Adam.
you going into debt, right?
You've been doing this dance for a long time.
I have.
Yeah. Hear us sitting with you, man. We're not running from it, but we're not going to lie to you either.
Right.
You've been waiting for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing over the hill, and now you owe $1 million. And you've read about these farmers. You probably know a few farmers like this. They get looped up in the debt cycle, and what the big investment firms want is your dirt. And they find farmers like you who are generational farmers who are trying to keep up with technology and the cratering prices, and they see 500 acres that's about to be theirs. Can you sell your way out of it the back way and keep the land at least? Do you have equipment and cows you could sell?
Yeah, my total assets is like 2.3 million with everything.
Okay.
What happens if you would go that route and you at least get to keep the land and keep your home?
Turn your land into a grazing property, or get with these guys who I just love, the Carbon Cowboys, and just run cattle for a while. It's better than losing 500 acres of generational property. And
it'd be better than losing it. I mean, that's my biggest fear.
I've toured old dairy farms, man. It's staggering, but here's what I know. I've toured old dairy farms. I've got one in my family, and it's so hard to part with it. So that's why I'm just heartbroken for you. But you're about to lose all of it. And if you've got enough equipment and cows and tractors to walk it out the back door and keep a small amount of cows and get with the cowboy guys, and learn how to farm without all the fertilizer and slowly rebuild this thing from scratch, you at least are hanging on to 500 acres of generational property. And they quit making that dirt a long time ago.
That's what's most important in this whole equation.
Otherwise, your pride's going to end up losing all of it, and you and your wife are going to be in a 2-bedroom apartment here this time next year.
Yeah. I don't know how to deal with the shame.
I know. I got you. I got you. Hey, we're coming up on a commercial, brother. I'm going to hold you over because I want to keep talking to you for a minute, okay? At the end of the call, you asked a really powerful question that I think every single one of us wrestles with, and we as a culture do a terrible job of talking about out loud, which is, how do I deal with the shame? How do I deal with the shame of being the bottom of the fourth generation saying, I'm the guy that had to call it? Tell me about the shame you're feeling right now, man.
It's terrifying. It's all encompassing. It's all I think about. You can't wash that off. It's not like I'm an electrician and I can go pick up another job. This isn't what I do. It's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how else to explain it.
Are you a husband?
Yeah, father to two little girls.
You're a father, yeah. So I know this is a little bit countercultural to a fourth generation farmer, but I'd like to challenge you that you're a husband and you're a dad. And then down the road, you and if you're a person of faith, you're a child of God, and then down the road is what you do. And I think what you do now creates what happens for the next 4 generations. And those little girls get to see dad faced with a reality, not by his hand, but in his lap. And they get to see dad choose his heart, right? Is he going to choose the path of we lost it all? And I'm saying this because I love you, because I had some ego. I didn't want to sell all my equipment and net out of this thing. Or they get to see dad weep as people come buy the tractor and they buy the pumping equipment and they buy the tanks and they buy all the stuff. But they got to see dad go for a walk with the few cows that he had left through the field that will still be our family field. And unless I'm crazy, I don't know another path in front of you. And you decide, okay, I'm thinking about the family I have that was on my wife's side that was dairy farmers, and now they've got some kind of grasses growing where it makes I don't understand what they pivoted to, but they're still farmers. They still got fields out there. They're just not doing the thing they were doing for a long time. And that seems like the choice ahead of you. And I could start crying here thinking about some guys in suits showing up from New York to take your 500 plus acres from you and your little girls. That can choke me up way more than get rid of a tractor. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I know I'm being dismissive, but I'm trying to say you don't have an easy path ahead of you. You got 2 hard paths. And if you've ever heard me talk about shame, guilt is, I did something dumb when I took out that extra $600,000. That was dumb. I did that. Shame is, I am dumb. I'm stupid. I crashed this farm. And I don't think you crashed the farm. I think you were batting cleanup on a lineup that kept handing you tough situations to try to win that game. And that
we'll say both columns.
Okay. So fair enough. So what's your next right move?
The good news is you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to do what John said. And although it's going to be painful for you, you have the opportunity to start something brand new and do it the right way. And I think that that's what your daughters are going to take away from this is plenty of us make mistakes. We do it the wrong way. But what differentiates it as a win is you get back up, you start again, and this time you learn from your mistakes and do it the right way.
Yeah. Adam, this is a big one, and we're not going to be able to solve this one here. Hang on the line. I'm going to hook you up with both of my books here for free. I want you to have something that you can read while you're sitting there on the back porch looking out over the field and distract yourself a little bit so you're not just spinning out and spinning out. But you've done the math. You've sat with the bankers. You've sat with the debt repayment note right in front of you. You know that the math doesn't work. And the next step is going to be pivotal to what comes next for, again, the next few generations. And given what you've told me in this short conversation, I'd tell you to sell the equipment and unload as many cows as you can and clear that 1.2 and get the banks paid off. And you're sitting on family property. And then when the dust settles, you figure out what you're going to do next. But man, I would encourage you, don't because of ego and pride and shame, don't let them come take everything. Because God knows they will. Thanks for the call, man. And thanks for your bravery. Thanks for being vulnerable in front of all these people. There's countless men and women sitting right where you are at their homes trying to figure out what to do next. And it's pride and ego and fear getting in the way of choosing the next hard right move. So I'm proud of you, man.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Hey, Teray, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
Well, thank you guys for taking my call to start. So basically, I purchased a home, my first home, back in October, and I am now experiencing buyer's remorse. It's just been a lot of, if it's nothing, it's something. Everything's broken. Everything needs to be fixed. Everything needs to be replaced. And so I guess my question is, if I did not make the best decision, how do I make the best decision moving forward in rectifying, controlling, and maintaining my financial responsibilities to build and so forth?
So is this a fixer-upper that you bought? Like, are these shocking repairs, or do you know some of this going in?
No, it's a house that was built in '83, and a lot of the renovations that were done were poorly done.
Okay. And this buyer's remorse, is this coming from the mortgage payment being too big, or is it all these repairs that you don't have the cash to do? Where's that coming from?
Both. I feel like I'm paying too much on my mortgage for all of the repairs that I'm ending up having to take care of now that I've moved in.
So how much is your house payment?
Right now I'm paying $1,865
Okay. And what's your take-home pay a month?
a month, $74.
Okay. Your house payment's not too high. Okay. So that's not a problem. You're just not used to paying a house payment yet. Okay. But it's in the zone of it's less than a fourth of your take-home pay, so you're fine. What do you do for a living, Teray?
I recruit for oil and gas.
Good for you. Okay. Well, what I think is going to happen is that you're probably going to get the other side of the bulk of these repairs. I don't know what exactly you've had to fix or do. What are some examples of the three biggest, most worrisome things and the cost of them that you had to fool with?
One of the things I have not started working on, but it is something that is being told that I need to start planning, is the roof. As well, the majority of the appliances that look to be new are having to be replaced. Insulation is completely poor. I have to have someone to come in and look at that. So those right now are just a few of the things that I'm trying to work on.
Okay. Who told you that the roof had to be replaced?
At the time when I first moved in, I did use my VA home loan. So the inspector that the VA sent out, he was very particular about the roof, and that was a major concern when it came to, finalizing the purchase.
It wasn't a concern enough that the VA appraiser required a roof.
Right.
If it was bad, VA would have required a roof, or they wouldn't have put the loan on it. Okay, so now who told you it needs a roof? Is it leaking?
We had a technician come out during Christmas because the AC was a problem, and he told me that it was leaking around somewhere in the attic, which was causing mold or some sort. And he was just like, it's not major, but it is something that I wanted to look into. I'm an overthinker. Like I said, this is my first home. I'm new to all of this, so
yeah.
I'm panicking right now.
Yeah. And
I'm just trying to stay on top of everything.
Yeah. So you're self-admitting that you're catastrophizing. Okay. The guy went up there. The guy went up there and he said, "There's a leak and a little bit of mold. You need to get that looked at." And you went, "I got to get a whole roof." Right?
Possibly so. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I heard. I might be wrong. And I do that too. That's how I can recognize it. So we all have a drama queen that lives inside of us, every one of us. And part of making good decisions, you ask how to make good decisions, is to tell the drama queen to shut up. And that, that's part of it. You got to look at yourself and go, you're really, come on. So yeah, you probably do need to get that roof looked at, but it might be a few $100s instead of $10,000 to put on an entire roof. It might need a little bit of shingle replacement there, or there might be a leak around one of the vents, and they put a new boot on it and caulk it up, and you're just fine. So a good handyman getting up there and fixing that one area and, shooting some stuff, killing the mold in that one little area so it doesn't get worse, and you don't go up there later and the whole attic has grown full or something like that. So, yeah, address it, but don't overthink think it. And then, all of the appliances look new but need to be replaced. Are they not working?
Absolutely not.
What's
I
not
can't
working?
scramble eggs
Your
on my
dishwasher
stove.
doesn't work.
No dishwasher, stove, refrigerator, nothing.
None of them work.
No.
Did the inspector catch any of this?
No.
Did you have a
That's
home
the sad part.
inspection?
Yes, I had 2 home inspections, and I had a gas leak that was so extreme I couldn't stay in my house for 2 days, and I didn't know. Like, I asked, "How did y'all miss this?"
Mm-hmm. Okay, so your home inspector is an idiot. Okay. Yeah, obviously, right? I mean, you miss a gas leak and appliances that don't work. That's a basic thing. You go through and turn on all the appliances. It's basic home inspection stuff. Okay, so the great news is you make good money. Your house payment's not out of control. You probably don't need an entire roof. You do need a new dishwasher. Have you asked appliance repair people to come and just repair the existing ones, or are you just planning to replace them completely?
I was trying to see if I had some type of ability through my homeowner's insurance, if that could be rectified with them.
No.
It's not.
No.
So I'm going to have to pay.
Homeowner's insurance doesn't cover your dishwasher not working. So just have a guy come out and either look at it and fix it or replace it. A few $100. I mean, they're not $10,000.
Do you have any other debt, Teray?
Outside of a little credit card debt and a few thousand owed on my car, no, that's it.
Okay, and when it comes, you said we. Do you have a spouse involved here?
Did I say we? I do apologize.
Okay, it's just you?
You're single. Okay.
Yes.
So here's what I want you to do. What's happening is all of these things are up flying around, and just about the time you wake up in the morning or about the time you're about to doze off at night, they're overwhelming. Instead, what I want you to do is just write down a list of what needs to be repaired and what you're going to do about it. Okay, so, dishwasher. I'm going to call a repairman, and if it can't be repaired cheaply, I'm going to replace it. Refrigerator. I'm going to call a repairman. If it can't be repaired cheaply, I'm going to replace it. Roof. I'm going to have a handyman type come out, not a roofer trying to sell me a roof, that just looks at it, finds the one little leak, fixes the one little leak, and sprays some stuff and kills the mold. Okay? And you develop a list with an action plan. And the weird thing is, if you'll write it down literally on a yellow pad, a little repair to-do list, then you're going to look at it and it's going to suck the drama out of your brain. And it's going to drop right there on that page because you're going to go, oh, this is doable. Because when it all comes at you at once, it's overwhelming, creates anxiety. When you break it down into bite-sized pieces, one task at a time, one broken thing at a time, you can work through an entire remodel doing that, and you don't have an entire remodel.
We're just exchanging the boogeyman for the repairman.
Yeah.
That's the switch here.
This is your first experience being a homeowner where you don't call the landlord and say your stuff's broke. Instead, you've got to take care of it when it breaks.
It's one of the reasons we say get out of debt, have an emergency fund before you become a homeowner, because all this stuff would have been an inconvenience at that point.
And, you make enough money to get through this, and no, you don't need to sell your house, and really you don't even need to have buyer's remorse. I mean, there's a couple of weird things that are here, the inspector missing this stuff, but nothing here says this house is a lemon, that you're the biggest screw up in life because you bought it, you're a horrible person. I didn't hear any of that in this discussion. You got a couple of things broken, fix them.
Joys of home ownership.
And your payment's reasonable. Fix your dishwasher, enjoy the house. It's that kind of stuff. Just kind of put the drama out of it, put it down on the page, break it down into bite-sized pieces.
I am a divorced, now single woman, was in a relationship with a man for 7 years. He needed to borrow money. I know how you feel about that, but I did it anyway because I thought we were going for the long haul. $200,000 later, he lost all the money. He was doing some crypto something, lost all the money. He has since ended the relationship, so now I am out $200,000, which was basically the majority of what I had. I gave the money with my heart, so I can say I'm leaving it in God's hands. If I get the money back, he is making monthly payments, but he's basically just paying me back the interest at this point. But with the money that I do have left to my name, I'm 55 years old, and I approximately have $95,000 left to my name. I would like to know, how can I make that money work better for me so that I'm not working forever and ever and ever, which I may have to be, but I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing with what I have left.
Wow. That's a sad story
Yeah.
of how we got here.
It is. And I really thought that I was going to be going the long haul. I still love him. I'm still in contact with him, obviously. He has his own financial problems, obviously.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
You kind of got that
my
part
heart is
figured out, I
broken,
hope.
number
Yeah.
one.
All right. The good news
Yes,
is he's
I
in the
do.
rearview mirror. The bad news is we're $200,000 poorer. The other news is this. Let's just pretend that none of that happened.
Okay.
And you were sitting here and you just called me and said, I'm 55. I got 95,000. Am I going to be okay? Answer is, yeah, if you get on a budget, you stay out of debt, you invest in your 401k and plan on working for the next 10, 12 years.
Absolutely. 100%.
You're going to be okay.
Right now.
But the
right now I have
95 is
zero
not going to
debt.
make you okay, Lisa. Your work.
Yes.
What do you earn?
Hey, George here with a quick interruption. If something were to happen to you tomorrow, would your family know where to find your life insurance policy, your will, even your Netflix password? Well, Knockbox solves that. It's a kit that organizes your financial accounts, estate plans, and everything your family would need all in one place. That way they don't have to hack into your laptop or locate some long-lost thumb drive. So leave them a legacy, not a scavenger hunt with Knockbox. Ramsey fans get the best discount available at knockbox.com/Ramsey. That's knockbox.com/Ramsey.
What do you earn?
I between $56,000 and $60,000 a year. I'm a server in a high-end restaurant. So some days it's great and some days it's bad. It's not a consistent paycheck, but I do love my job.
Do they have
what I
401k
do.
available to this?
They do, but they don't recommend doing it through our company because they don't match. So I don't. I save my own money. I'm not a spender. I'm very, very reasonable with myself. I own my own car. I have zero debt.
Good. Okay, so really what you've got to do is you've got to fund a Roth IRA, and you need to be saving.
Roth IRA.
Are you out of debt completely?
No debt, zero debt.
Okay, good. Do you have an emergency fund of any kind, 3 to 6 months of expenses?
Well, that's my, $100,000 that I have
Okay,
left.
that's not an
my
emergency fund. That
Where is that money, Lisa, right now? That 95.
Right now, I have $90,000 in a high yield savings account, which I was making about $600 a month in interest with all the money that I had, but now I'm down to like $130 a month in interest, which is hideous. And then $14,000 I have in a stock from my ex-husband's work that I just leave. I don't even look at it, and it grows a little bit and does what it does, and I'm just leaving it there.
Okay, here's what I want you to do.
And I keep about...
Here's what I want you to do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want you to go to RamseySolutions.com and click on SmartVestor Pro and find one in your area that can sit down with you and design your investment plan. Your investment plan needs to sound like this. Of the $90,000, 3 to 6 months of expenses, which is $15,000 for you, needs to go in a high yield savings. The rest of this, including cashing out that stupid stock, needs to go in good growth stock mutual funds, and some of it needs to go into a Roth IRA in growth stock mutual funds. Okay? And you need to do a Roth IRA every year, and you probably need to be doing some in this 401k, even though they don't match, because I need you to start investing 15% of your $65,000 or $70,000 a year, and the Roth IRA won't quite get you there.
Okay.
And if you start investing that, you're going to be investing $10,000, $12,000 a year in good mutual funds in a retirement account. In 10 years, you're going to have some money.
Okay, so who am I calling?
SmartVestor Pros. There's a list of them at RamseySolutions.com, and it's the people we recommend in the investment world. You can look at them. They'll sit down with you and have the heart of a teacher. I want you to understand what you're doing. That's why we require them to have the heart of a teacher. But basically, we're going to put all this money in good mutual funds, most of it in Roth IRAs where we can, and maybe some in a 401k. and you're going to systematically start rebuilding your wealth by steadily investing over the next 10 to 12 years.
Okay.
And you'll end up further along than you were before you met Crypto Bro, who screwed you over. Wow. And don't do that again, by the way.
I think she learned her lesson.
I hope so.
I don't think she
I
wants
hope so.
to.
The next time someone comes along and pulls at your heart, tell them to take a walk when it comes to your wallet.
I know. And that's where people get in trouble, though, because, I mean, she said it, and it's true. It's like you're in a relationship for years and years and years and years, and you never get married, and it's as much liability.
They got a divorce.
No, I think she had an ex-husband. I think this was the guy she was dating.
Oh, you know
That's
what?
how I understood it.
You might be right.
I think that's what, I don't think they were ever married.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, because she said, I thought we were going the long haul. I think I could be, either way, Lisa.
So he dated you so he could fund his crypto.
Not because of, I don't believe that, Lisa. No, I think he dated you because he loved you.
Yeah.
And then
Except for that
she
part
had
where
money that he could use, and he believed the crypto thing. That's the thing, is it's the quick cash. It's the Vegas of today. It's like, hey, here's the smart investing. Here's the shortcut.
If
crypto.
only it was only as risky as Vegas. That would be nice.
More risky is what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely more risky than Vegas. This is like a sure thing you're going to lose it.
I know.
Yeah. It's just, I mean.
Yeah, and Lisa, in the single stock, because she was like, I just want to leave that.
No.
And so I know, but explaining and understanding that puts you at a level of risk, because if that company for some reason has a downturn, then that 14,000 is going down, and you can earn so much more from a diversification standpoint, but also from the interest rate. You can earn more diversifying and putting that money in mutual funds, Lisa. So when we were talking about the single stock, and that's what the SmartVestor Pro is going to be able to help you to
they can guide you through that
all
and
of it.
teach you all of that. And so, we've just got to get the majority of that $90,000, $95,000 to work for you. It's not working. $130, like you said, is horrendous. And you said that properly. But guard your heart, kiddo. You don't get a second one of these. You've done your one. You don't get another one.
Would you have him still pay her? She said he's kind of just still paying me. Would you just let that?
Yeah, I would love him for her to pay her, but my expectation of this is close to zero. I mean, Crypto Bro's going to pay his debt? Come on. Really? I doubt it. But if he does, we'll just count it as gravy on the biscuit.
There you go.
This is The Ramsey Show. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by Xander Insurance. Identity theft protection isn't a luxury in today's world. It's a necessity. Get yours at Xander.com.
I found you guys in 2020, and after paying off all my debt, I'm now on baby step 6. I've been dating the same woman for 4.5 years. She's absolutely amazing. I love her to death. The one thing we struggle with is money, and we pretty much see it kind of opposite. We're getting to a point in our relationship where, we're heavily discussing marriage and what all that looks like. And we're kind of in a spot where, I try to help her as much as possible and as much as she wants me to, I guess, to set up budgets and stuff like that. And it just never works out. She always goes way over budget or whatever. And if we were to get married, like she would sell her house and move in with me, and the profits from that would pay off all of her debts. She has about $65,000 in debts. So it's not really like a concern from that aspect. It's more just, I guess I'm scared to move forward with someone that I've never seen can stay within a budget. And I'm worried that it's the number one reason people get a divorce. I'm worried about becoming a statistic because we fight about money all the time.
Can I ask this, Robert? Is she not being able to stay is she not able to stay on budget because the budget's not realistic for what she's set up? Or is it that she truly spends more than she makes and she's just says that's just how it is?
Yeah, she just spends more than she makes. I mean, she brings in more money than I do, honestly.
What does she spend it on?
And
what's she doing?
These days, it's not if your identity gets stolen, it's when. So you need ID theft protection from Xandr. They monitor your personal info proactively and alert you of any suspicious activity, including home title fraud. Then, Xandr takes care of everything, including up to $2 million of stolen funds protection and white glove service to help you get your life back. Plus, kids are covered for free on their family plan. Call 800-356-4282 or go to Xandr.com.
What's she doing? Shopping, vacations? Like what's?
Just like, yeah. So like in her every dollar, she's got a food category that's supposed to be $600. Last month she spent $1,100, and then like her shopping, it's supposed to be I think $400, and that includes even like unnecessary fun purchases that everyone has to have. But instead she spent like $900. She's a mom of two. She wants to get a mommy makeover. And so like in her head, she's justifying, well, if I can pay off these two debts, that's payments equal what the mommy makeover payments will make, then I can do it. But she's never once made like that extra debt payment to even pay those debts down. She's more of like a, you got to spend the money that you make to have fun kind of thing than I am.
It's interesting to me that you started doing this stuff in 2020 and you've been dating her 4.5 years. So you met her about the same time. So
I met her.
So she's watched you adopt all of these things.
Correct.
The more you got engaged with the stuff that we teach, she's watched it. She's had a front row seat for the whole thing.
So I was debt free by the time I met her. I started January 1st as a New Year's resolution, and I met her December 4th. So within that year, I was out of debt. So she never really saw me aggressively attack debt, but I still live the lifestyle. Like I still budget every month. I still, so she's seen that lifestyle and where it's gotten me. And she doesn't have like the mental mind. Like I see things in numbers and statistics. I'm a spreadsheet nerd. She's the complete opposite. But
I'm not asking her to be a nerd. I am asking her to quit being immature and just buying stuff she can't afford. And I just deserve it. I just want to get it. And so I'm just going to get it. I mean, she doesn't tell herself no, ever. The category breaches you talked about, the purchase breaches you talked about, those are all, I just look at it and I'm going to do it anyway. Like there's a sense of entitlement or immaturity or something there that's bothering me in this. I can't tell what it is exactly. So what would we do in this situation? You guys have got to resolve this before you go forward. Not necessarily she has to become the nerd that you are, or she has to stay on a budget, but whatever the core issue is that she's struggling with here, immaturity, entitlement, because you can't she's not acting like an adult in the sense that you can't just spend $900 when you say I'm going to spend $400.
Yeah, that's where I was trying to figure out with.
That's weird.
Is she not budgeting correctly? Because there are some people that are like, oh, I'm going to make.
Well, then change the budget.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But this sounds like it's above that. It's like that she could live within the numbers that she sets. Correct? Like she has to mathematically.
She makes enough money to pay to do it right. She just chooses not to have any boundaries for herself.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hearing. So what would I do? If I were in your shoes, I would say, look, we have to resolve this and get aligned on it to go forward, because it's not going to, you're going to have a long life, because you're going to think I'm just picking on you all the time. And I don't want to be the bad guy in this all the time.
And it's a value standpoint.
I'm not going to sign up for the bad guy role.
Yeah. And it's not, again, we've said it twice in the call, but I think this is important for couples to hear. You're not trying to form her into you, right?
No.
Because I'm the free spirit. As you're speaking, I'm like, oh my gosh, that would so be me if I wasn't doing the Ramsey plan. I am. I'm just a spender. Emotions. I'm like, yep, we're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy. But having to learn a value system of boundaries, a value system of living below your means, a value system that stuff is not going to make me happy. There's a contentment issue there as well. Like all of these things are values where I still month to month spend more than Winston, my husband, because I am more of a spender than he is, but it's in the budget. So again,
that's easy because Winston doesn't spend any money.
Yeah, he doesn't spend a lot.
So.
But it's like the idea is, again, it's the values that we agree upon, not the personality trait necessarily. But if we can't have boundaries and limits to our money, and we keep going over and over and over and over and over,
that's a problem.
Then there's an issue there, you know.
Yeah,
and even
so.
with debt, I would say debt's a value system. That if you are uncomfortable with living with debt, that it gives you stress, the risk of it, it's not worth it. It is. I want the autonomy, and she's completely okay with it, and it's totally fine to live by my means, and I'll live on credit cards and just try to pay, the minimum balance every month or the minimum payment. Then again, there's a value system there that will be really excruciating to walk along life with. And this is your partner, right? Like when you get into a marriage, like this is the person that you're gonna make all these decisions with, and that should be fun and it should be enjoyable. This is someone that you don't want to constantly be picking apart and adding stress, right, to the relationship. And that's what these big issues, money is one of them, but you could throw in-laws, you could throw in parenting. I mean, right, there's all these other issues, but with money specifically.
Yeah, like you would tell the kids no
system.
And she won't. That's how this is going to translate.
That ruffles feathers
that's how
for
that's
sure.
going to translate. So here's what I would do. I would schedule a pre-marriage counseling session. And I would sit down with the counselor and tell the counselor on the phone before you meet with them, with her present, that the pre-marriage counseling session will have failed if you can't help us get aligned on these subjects. Your job as in pre-marriage counseling is you have to give the counselor instructions. Okay, I am not moving forward in this marriage unless we can get aligned on these things. Mm-hmm. And so your job is to guide us through that. If you think your job is to make me okay with her being off the rails one way and me being off the rails the other way, I'm not going to be okay with that you failed as a counselor. Because sometimes counselors will do that. It's all okay because they don't see it the way that we're.
Well,
so you need to give the
counselor will dig in and understand
a good one.
Yeah,
you need
but to know the root of it, because so much of who we are in our existence, the good, the bad, the ugly, comes out on how we handle money. And
exactly.
So there's things in there, right? And I would say for extreme
family
savers,
of origin.
Yeah, and extreme savers, right? There's a level of hoarding and control issues that come from people that are, and people call this show, and they're so anal, and you're just like, oh my God, chill, you're okay. But they're so wound up on that side, and that's unhealthy. Right. But then being on the other far side where she is, that's unhealthy. And so kind of getting to that place.
Give the counselor some instructions, and the instructions are you are to help us get aligned. If you can't help us get aligned, then we're either going to call it or you failed in your counseling. We are not leaving your office with you saying, oh, it's okay. That's not an okay thing for the counselor to think, because sometimes pre-marriage counseling is a bit of a rubber stamp. And you don't want, that's what I want them digging in on this. Mm-hmm. I want you to dig onto this and y'all find out what's driving these things. And that way you don't turn Ramsey into a cuss word in your new household. The best ID theft protection is from Xandr. They not only monitor, they help you get your life back. Go to Xandr.com to learn more.